The musical adventure continues on Fine Music, episode 844. Let's hit the button and hit the retro machine.
Okay, so this week I decided not to find something new, but find a few very obvious albums. And this is going to be, well, I was listening to this album, and I should say I'm a, I would be mod adjacent, but this was not my favorite band. But this album here, The Jam, The Gift, is a perfect album. Literally, you can listen to side one and side two and not have any complaints. The songs go together really well. They have the ones that the really famous ones like Happy Together, Ghost, Precious, all on the first side, but it just keeps going with kind of electronic type of tricks done with their three-piece trio. So a lot of friends were surprised when I told them I thought this was a perfect album, but it is. So then I went through my album collection and I decided to pick perfect albums, not necessarily my favorite albums. So I'm going to start with an extremely obvious one. I think it's called Yacht Rock now,
Yacht
but
Rock?
yeah, Yacht Rock. So this is my
I've heard of
Yacht
that.
Rock album. Steely Dan
Oh yeah.
Asia is a perfect album. Whether you like it or not, you have to admit it's a perfect album. It
Yeah.
changes texture, has the hits, has great guitar work. Absolutely fabulous. I'm not going to go too much into that one because it's so big. And here's another huge one that I'm sure, and you guys could disagree if you want, but I'm going to try to get through this whole pile. I've made a big pile. This one is another really obvious one, but it is a perfect album. And a lot of us have listened to this one so much that we can't listen to it anymore. But I'm always happy to listen to Going Mobile. That is a great rocking song. You don't even need Roger Daltrey in The Who to be a great band. Here's another obvious one produced by the famous Lenny Waronker. Just a great album, perfect from the beginning to the end. It literally, on side one, it has a song, He Gives Us All His Love, which is a very sincere song about God. And then he opens the next one with, what is it? Wait, He Gives Us All His Love, and then he makes a jokey song about God. Oh, God's song. It ends with, That's What I Love About Mankind, which is a hilarious song. So another perfect album, pretty obvious. The Cars' first album was perfect. It's a
Oh,
perfect pop album of perfect pop songs with great sounds. Our bird at home likes it. And I have to put this one on because it is a perfect album. We all know it. It's the most obvious of them all. I'm not even going to talk about it. I think, so I had to get some prog rock, especially with Don here. I think this is a perfect album. I bought this recently, so this is not the same album that I owned as a kid. This is actually, it's a new pressing and it's all alternative cuts. So if you got sick of the original, which, the percussion on the original is literally nuts and bolts at times. The guy went to the hardware store to do it. It's the only King Crimson album where he has a big band and lets other people give some creativity on it. Britt is someone who likes to play over everybody with his big dun, 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 dun. But this album, he's open. I have to always put my favorite album of all time, which is Earl Hooker, Two Bugs
Oh,
in a
Earl
Roach.
Hooker.
Yeah, it's a great,
Bugs in
great
a Roach.
album. It's a go-to anytime I'm feeling bad. He loves the wah-wah pedal. And then this one, You Don't Want Me, when I was like a teenager and I used to go to the checkerboard on the south side of Chicago. This You Don't Want Me, this guy who sings it, it says at the end, it's BB Junior Odom. I, I used to watch him sing this song at the checkerboard. Earl Hooker was dead, but BB Odom was still there. I wanted to put some jazz on for Fred. This is the perfect album. McCoy
Oh,
Tyner. Um,
Long Timer?
it's this one
oh,
has vibes on it. It's so good from
oh,
beginning to the end.
oh,
I did once see McCoy Tyner with my wife for her birthday. It was the day of the San Francisco earthquake. I remember
Oh,
that.
wow.
Um, and we got to sit at a dinner club right behind the piano. And
Oh,
the
nice.
guy's a
Oh,
magician. He was amazing. His hands were everywhere. I don't even, genius, brilliant. And then I put another jazz album. My wife and I used to listen to this when we were young and virile, and there was a lot going on. It doesn't change tones. It's the same tone from beginning to end, Joe Henderson, but it's a good tone, especially if you're hanging out with your wife late at night and you aren't husband and wife yet. So I won't go on any more about that one. Um, okay, one of my favorite albums as a teenager. This is the greatest
Evo.
album. It's one of the greatest albums of all time. Every song's good. They took Brian Eno, they put him in his proper place and completely controlled him and put him down and did their own thing. Redefined music. Big album for me as a musician too. I'm going to go through these quick because this is a super obvious one. Obviously, songs from the music from the Big Pink by the band is perfect. And then this is the Bob Dylan that is perfect. Another, we all know that. Don't need to talk about that too much. Another one of mine and my wife's favorites
oh,
before we were
that was a good
husband
album.
and wife. We used to love listening to this one. It's it's basically okay. I believe we've mentioned Jonathan Richman before, but this was when he still was a rocker. Between this, because this album didn't get released when they made it, and he was disappointed, and then he decided he didn't want to play loud anymore and completely changed his sound. But that was when he's still a rocker. I think this next one's an obvious one. Tell me if I'm going too long because I have like four or five more. This one to me is an obvious one. Okay. It's a fantastic album. For me, I personally like this album a lot. I'm not sure exactly why, but I did steal it from my sister. Um, so I'll just say that. This is a double album, but it's not the perfect album. The perfect album on here is The Pipers at the Gates of Dawn. It also has a saucer full of secrets, which is the first album without Sid Barrett. But Pipers at the Gates of Dawn is a perfect album. It's one of the first psychedelics. I'm going to go through. I do believe this is a perfect album. No more to be said about that. Um, and then I also believe this is a perfect album. It's like one of the most obvious Peter Gabriel
Yes, Peter
albums.
Gabriel.
Yeah, but this one is perfect. And my final one came out in 2020. I became obsessed with listening to this one on my earbuds. I bought the album at his concert. It is Bronco by Orville Peck. Just love, love, love this album. The double album, I should warn you. And those were the perfect albums I found immediately in my record collection.
Who's
I
the
didn't go
artist of
down.
that last album?
This is Orville Peck. He is like a kind of an over the top country singer. He sings
Uh,
kind of like his voice is very similar to Elvis
huh.
Presley.
Did you see the
And-
documentary on Netflix about it's Yacht Rock?
no, I have not. I will
Oh,
definitely
they
watch
they
that.
call up they call up Donald Fagen at the very end of the film. They ask him, "What do you think of Yacht Rock?" And he goes, what are you talking about?" And then he says, "Fuck you," and he hangs up.
Yacht
Oh my
rock.
God. I mean, they had to have known they're creating something like the perfect FM radio music. From the time I mean, FM isn't FM anymore, but
Yeah.
we all know what we're talking about, except for maybe Charlie.
Yeah. I only know a few ones that you named, and but the McCoy Tyner.
Oh my God, is that a good album?
You called that one on me because of jazz, because I wanted to play something like very chill and smooth and relaxing. So yeah,
Oh,
I had a
so
feeling.
smooth.
Yeah.
And they double up. So they have, he composed the music and the vibes double the piano. So it's just comes on like this magical ringing sound of like, it's not completely slow jazz, but it's not, it doesn't over challenge. It's challenging enough to be interesting, but not so challenging that it requires absolute attention at all time.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Charlie, try the album Ballads by John Coltrane.
I actually have that one saved on my list because I've been saving a lot of Miles Davis. Well, I have saved. I've heard Brew Bitches. Am I saying that right? Brew Bitches.
Bitches Brew.
Bitches
That's
Brew.
Miles
Yes.
Davis.
Oh,
Yeah, that one is good. That one was by far one of my favorites, but I still need to go to his catalog. So I'm taking it one by one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just so you know, Bitches Brew, what's his face? I just Miles Davis.
Yes.
His albums changed dramatically. So
Yeah.
Bitches Brew is like this new thing, and it came out it's John McLaughlin on guitar, and it came out during the period when Miles Davis was thinking, "Hey, me and Jimi Hendrix should team up." So it's really
But that's
out
another episode
there.
because we're running long. You were worried about
Sorry.
running long. This is turning into
Yeah, I was.
a very long episode, and I'll tell you something after I press stop.